Welcome! Let's kick things off with Topic 1.1 from the Edexcel GCSE Business spec. Honestly, this is where the whole journey begins. We're going to dig into how brilliant business ideas are actually born. This will give you all the foundational knowledge you need to absolutely smash this part of your exam.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to follow the syllabus to the letter, starting with that initial spark of an idea, then we'll look at the risks and rewards, and finally, we'll get to the real purpose of a business. By the end of this, you'll have it all covered.
So first up, let's decode what Topic 1.1 is really all about. You can think of it as the origin story for any business. We're going to look at where those light bulb moments really come from and how entrepreneurs turn those flashes of genius into real-world companies.
Okay, listen up, because this part is super important. Everything we talk about here is the absolute bedrock for the whole investigating small business theme. Seriously, if you nail these concepts now, everything that comes later is going to make so much more sense. It'll just click.
Okay, let's get to the really fun part. Where do new business ideas actually come from? We're diving right into how changes in the world all around us create these amazing opportunities for entrepreneurs who are paying attention.
So the first, and you could argue the most powerful driver, is technology. I mean, think about it. Every time tech takes a huge leap forward, it doesn't just make old stuff a bit better, it blows open completely new doors. It creates these gaps in the market just begging to be filled. I mean, just look at the smartphone, right? Its arrival didn't just lead to a few new phone companies. No way. It started a revolution. Entire industries just appeared out of thin air. We're talking mobile apps, social media marketing, a completely new way for businesses to connect with us.
Next up, it's all about you and me, the consumer. What we want is always changing. Our tastes, our values, our demands, they're constantly shifting. And for a business that's sharp enough to spot these trends early, well, that's a potential goldmine.
And here's a brilliant example: the massive demand for plant-based foods. This wasn't just a small trend, was it? It was a huge cultural shift that created this incredible opportunity for a whole wave of new food brands to pop up and take on the big guys.
And our third driver is when old products and services just become obsolete. As soon as something becomes outdated or isn't really relevant anymore, it naturally creates a vacuum, clearing a path for the next big thing to come rushing in and take over.
You can see this perfectly with how the death of CDs and DVDs completely paved the way for streaming giants like Spotify and Netflix. They didn't just improve on an old model, they swooped in and completely transformed the music and film industries forever.
So new ideas tend to pop up in one of two ways. You can have a totally original idea, something brand new that nobody's ever thought of, like, say, vitamins that are personalized based on your DNA, or you can adapt an existing idea. Take something people already use and make it way, way better. And that's exactly what Uber did with a traditional taxi service.
So we've seen where all these brilliant ideas come from. But, having a great idea is one thing. Actually doing something with it is a whole different ballgame. And now we get to the entrepreneur's dilemma, the huge gamble of risk versus reward.
And this is the trade-off right at the heart of every single startup. On one side of the coin, you've got the very real risk of failure, losing money, and giving up the security of a steady job. But on the other side, well, the potential reward is just massive: success, profit, and the freedom of being your own boss. It's a huge decision.
Okay, so you might be thinking, with all that risk, why on earth would anyone bother? Well, that brings us to the fundamental purpose of business, which is exactly what Section 1.1.3 of the spec is all about.
When you boil it all down, all business activity is kind of like a three-step dance. Step 1, you make something or you provide a service. Step 2, you make sure it actually solves a problem or meets a need for a customer. And step 3, this is the magic bit, you find a way to add value. Now, this concept of adding value, you've got to remember this for your exams. It's absolutely crucial. It's the secret sauce that separates a basic, generic product from a brand that people really love, trust, and are happy to pay more for.
And the person standing right in the middle of this whole storm, that's the entrepreneur. They're like the conductor of an orchestra, organizing all the resources, making those tough, game-changing decisions, and, as we know, taking on all the personal and financial risk to make their vision a reality.
Phew! Okay, we have covered a ton of ground in a pretty short space of time. So let's pull all that great stuff together into one final, super useful checklist that's going to seriously boost your revision. Here it is. These are the absolute must-know points from Topic 1.1. Have you noticed the patterns? Lots of 3s and 2s in there. That should make it way easier to remember. Use this slide to quiz yourself, and make sure you can give an example for every single point.
And to wrap things up, I want to leave you with a little challenge. Don't just learn these concepts, apply them. Start thinking like an entrepreneur yourself. What's an existing product you use every single day that you think you could adapt and make better? Because that right there is where the next big idea could start.